Hello everyone, my name is Ashish and welcome to the Xadmin channel. In the previous lecture we discussed about the abstraction and we have also discussed the two way to achieve the abstraction. The first through the abstract class and second by the help of the interface, and we have also discussed how to achieve the multiple inheritance with the help of the interface, right? So today in this lecture we will discuss about the encapsulation concept of the OOPS in Java, and like the what is encapsulation, how do we achieve encapsulation, what is data hiding, and what is the tightly encapsulated class, and all this topic I am going to cover today in this lecture. So guys, if we will talk about the real world example of the encapsulation, then guys we can take like a capsule medicine. So guys, in like the capsule medicine, what we do, we bind the medicine in one unit. Okay, so in Java if we talk about the encapsulation definition, then we can say that encapsulation is a mechanism of wrapping the data, that means the variables, and the code acting on the method, that means a method, together in a single unit, then we can say that it is an encapsulation. So guys, so guys, the definition of the encapsulation in Java is like encapsulation is a mechanism, okay, is a mechanism of wrapping the data, that means variables, and the code acting on the method, that means methods, okay, together in a single unit is called as encapsulation. So guys, the encapsulation is a mechanism of wrapping the data, that means a variables, and a code acting on the method, that means a methods, together in a single unit is called as encapsulation, right? So guys, encapsulation is a mechanism of wrapping the data. It means we are binding the data, means the variable and a method in a class is called as encapsulation. So guys, inside a class we write a variable and a methods. So it means that we are binding that variable and a method in a single unit, that means a class, okay, together in a single unit, that means class, is called as encapsulation. So guys, here the data means the variable and the code acting on method means a methods, and a single unit means a class, right? So guys, now we are going to discuss how to achieve encapsulation, okay. So guys, we have the two step to achieve encapsulation. First is to declare the variable of a class as a private. First is to declare the variables of a class as private, right? And second is to provide a public setter and a getter method to modify and view the variable's value. So guys, the second step to achieve the encapsulation is to provide public setter and getter methods to modify and view okay. So guys, the first step to achieve the encapsulation is to declare the variables of a class as a private, and the second step to achieve the encapsulation is to provide a public setter and getter methods to modify and view the variables value, right? And now guys, we are going to see a small example to understand the concept of the encapsulation. So let's say that we have a class with the name employee, okay. So guys, let's say that we have a class with the name employee, And guys, to use the encapsulation concept, we have to create a variable. So guys, we have to keep the variable as a private. So let's write a variable as a private integer, and the variable name is like a employee id. Okay, so guys, here I have created a variable with the name employee id, and I have kept that variable as a private. So guys, okay, so guys, remember here one thing, that if we put the access modifier as a private, then it is called as data hiding, right? So guys, the data hiding is like, guys, if we put access modifier as private, then it is called as data hiding, right? And guys, this data will get hidden, and we cannot access the data from outside the class directly. So guys, if we are marking this variable as a private, it means that we cannot access this variable from outside this employee class directly. Okay, it means that the scope of this variable is like to the class employee only. Okay, and guys, if we are assigning this employee id variable as a private, it means that we are hiding the data. And guys, this is okay, and guys, this is a data hiding concept in Java. So guys, if we put access modifier as a private, then this is called as data hiding, and this data will get hidden, and we cannot access this data from outside this class directly. And as we define this employee id variable as a private, so this cannot be accessed outside this class, and the scope of this variable is within this class of a employee, right? And now guys, we are going to see the second step. The first step was to declare the variable of a class as a private. So guys, I have declared this class okay, so guys, I have declared this variable of this class employee id as a private. Fine. And now guys, I am going to take the second step. So guys, the second step says that provide public setter and getter method to modify and view the variable's value. So guys, the setter method is to modify this employee id, and the getter method to get the value of the employee id, right? So let's do a second step. So guys, this is the first step. Okay, and now guys, we are going to see the second step, and the second step says that we have to create a public setter and a getter method. So let's create a public set employee id method, and guys, inside the argument we have to pass a employee id. So employee id, and this is a setter method, and guys, we have to assign this argument value to our employee id. So let's copy this from here, equals to this employee id variable, or let's keep it as id. So we will assign this id value to the employee id variable of this class. So okay, so guys, with the help of the setter method, we can modify the value of this variable. Okay, so now guys, I am going to create the getter method to fetch the value of the employee id from outside the class. So guys, we cannot fetch this value of the employee id directly from this class, because we have provided this as a private. Okay, so guys, we have to define a getter method to access this value. So public get employee id. Okay, so here guys, there is a mistake in spelling, so let's correct it first. Employee id, it's fine. So guys, in the same way, I have to keep it as O, and this is fine. Okay, get employee id, and guys, inside this method we will return simply this employee ID. Okay, so guys, this like the getter method is used to access or to fetch the value of the employee ID variable. Okay, so guys, the first step is to keep the variable of a class as a private, and the second step is to provide a setter and a getter method to modify and view the variable of this class. And guys, this whole process is called as the encapsulation. So guys, you can see this, the whole process till like the I have like created a class. So guys, this whole process is called as encapsulation, right? And data hiding is the sub part of the encapsulation. And guys, we do the data hiding by making our variable as a private. So guys, here we are doing a data hiding, and this whole process is called as encapsulation. So guys, here guys, you can see that we are binding the variable and the method inside a single class is called as an encapsulation, right? So now guys, what I will do, I will write an example to my ID to show you how this works. Okay, so let's go to our ID, and here I will create a new Java class for the encapsulation example, right? So guys, inside this class, what I will do, I am going to create a employee ID. Okay, so let's say that I am going to create a employee ID. Okay, employee ID variable. And now guys, to achieve the encapsulation, we have to mark this variable as a private, right? So let's mark this variable as a private to achieve the encapsulation. So guys, now guys, I have marked this variable as a private. It means that the scope of this variable is within this class encapsulation example class. It means that we cannot access this variable from outside this class directly. So guys, to access this variable, we have to provide the setter and the getter method. And guys, by calling the setter and the getter method, we can modify or we can view this value of a variable, right? So guys, the first step is to mark this variable of the class as a private, and guys, we have done. And now guys, what I will do, I will create a setter method to set the value. So let's create a setter method first to set the value. So let's say that public void, and the setter method is like employee ID. Okay, so guys, here guys, we have to set the value. It means we have to pass a variable. It means that we have to receive the argument, the value as an argument. So let's say that we are receiving with the EID value. Okay, EID value. And guys, here we have to employee ID. It means that we have to assign this EID value to the EMP ID value. Okay, so we can do EID here. So it means that guys, we are setting the variable value by the help of the setter method. So guys, okay, so guys, from outside the class, we will call the setter method and we will pass the value, and guys, this value will go to this employee ID variable directly. Okay, so guys, here guys, I have created a setter method to set the value of a variable. Okay, now guys, I am going to create a getter method to view the variable value. So public void get emp id. Okay, so guys, here guys, this is the getter method get emp id. And now guys, here I will just return this value as a emp id. So guys, to get the value, and what is the error, cannot return the value from the method with the void. Okay, so guys, here we have to define this as an integer type. Okay, so guys, we have to mark this get employee id as the return type as an integer, because we are passing the value of an integer type. So guys, to fetch the value from outside the class, you have to call the getter method of this class. And guys, inside this class we are just returning the variable emp. So guys, with this help of this method, we are going to view the value, or we are going to fetch the variable value emp id. Okay, so guys, till here we have done. So guys, the first step was to make the employee id variable as a private, and second step was to create a getter and the setter method. So guys, we have done that. And now guys, what I will do, I will create. So now guys, what I will do, I will just create a pub like the main method here. Okay, so or guys, let's create another class. So let's create another class with the name company encapsulation example, company encapsulation example. And inside this class I am going to create a main method, public static void main. Okay, and inside this I will write a string args, right? And this is the main method. And guys, inside the main method I am going to create the object of this class, and we are going to set and get the value of the employee id, right? So let's copy this class. So guys, inside this main method I am going to create the object of this class. So example equals to new, let's say that this value is encapsulation example. Okay, so guys, inside this method I have created the object of this class. So let's make it small, encap. Okay, so guys, encap is my object. Okay, encap is my object of this class encapsulation example. So guys, with this object I am going to call, okay, I am going to set a value inside the variable emp id. Okay, so let's call and let's set the value as 7. So guys, I am passing the variable the value 7. So guys, it is going to call a setter method, and it is going to receive the 7 value to the eid, and this eid will send the value to the emp id variable of this variable. Okay, so now guys, with the same way, if I will fetch the value, so let's say that I am fetching the value inside our system.out.println, and we are doing encap.get method. So guys, I am calling a get employee id. So guys, this get employee id will fetch the value from this emp id, and it will show to this system.out.println in our console. Okay, so let's run this class and let's see the output. So guys, if I am running this company encapsulation example, so guys, you can see that we are getting the output as 7. So guys, it means that we are able to set the value 7 with the help of the setter method, and we are able to fetch the value. So now let's set this value as 10, and let's compile this class. So guys, you can see that we got the output as 10, and with the help of the setter method we are able to set any value. It means that we are able to set this employee id with any value. And guys, with the help of the setter method we are able to set, and with the help of the getter method we are able to fetch the value from outside the class, because guys, we cannot fetch or set the value directly because it is a private. So guys, let's see that we can fetch the value directly or not. So let's encap.emp id. So guys, you can see that it's not showing. So let's copy this and let's paste it here. So okay, so guys, you can see that we are getting a compile time error with the emp id as a private access modifier. It means that the scope of this employee id is within this class. Okay, so guys, the scope of this id is within this class because it is not accessible outside the class directly, because we are using a private keyword here. To access, we have to call the getter method and the setter method, right? So guys, we cannot call the emp id directly from outside the class. We have to use the setter method, and we have to use the getter method to access the class. And guys, this is called as encapsulation and the data hiding. Okay, so guys, here we are using the data hiding concept because we are using a private keyword with the emp. And guys, the data hiding is the sub part of the encapsulation. And guys, in encapsulation, we wrap a data variable and a method in single unit, is called as encapsulation, right? And guys, with the help of the setter method and the getter method, we can like write our implementation what we want to do with this employee id, and we can take the value with the help of the getter method. So guys, this is a simple example to make you understand what is encapsulation, what is data hiding, and how we use encapsulation in Java. So guys, the encapsulation is a very important concept if you're writing a project, because we don't want our variables and the properties to show to okay to the outer world directly. So we use the data hiding concept. So guys, here we have discussed like the encapsulation. And encapsulation is a mechanism of wrapping the data, that means the variables, and a code acting on the method, that means the methods, together in a single unit, is called as encapsulation. And guys, to achieve the encapsulation, we have the two steps. The first is to declare the variables of a class as a private, and second, to provide the public setter and a public getter method to modify and view the variable. Okay, so guys, I hope you understand the lecture of the encapsulation, right? So thank you, and have a nice day. Thank you.